Your dad is George Stanley. Your uncle is Lynwood Stanley. Why did you move from New Jersey to Cali?
So my grandfather had moved to California, and my uncle and my father were still living in New Jersey. And so my father went out there to go to school, and then my uncle went out there to get a job. So it's the type of thing to where their parents were living apart. You know, they were staying with their mom in Jersey. My grandfather moved to California. And yeah, they came of age, and they wanted, you know, new scenery to branch out. So California is where they went to grow up.
Yeah, that's good.
So, well, like at what age did they start rapping?
So that is a common misconception. So my father is a DJ. Okay. So my father is a DJ, and my uncle was definitely more of a street guy. Like it said in my article, he's an interstate drug. He was an interstate drug dealer. My father was like Dr. Dre. That's how Dr. Dre recognized his talent, because Dr. Dre was with the world class wrecking crew. And when my father moved out there, that's what he was doing, was DJing at parties in California, and building up clientele and repertoire that way. And someone told Dr. Dre about him. And so that's where the whole discrepancy about not even being able to spit the rhyme that Ice Cube had wrote. It was because, number one, they weren't rappers, first off. And then, number two, it had started off more in producing music than actually, speaking it, just like Eazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So at this time, they were part of HBO, Homeboys Only. How did that come about?
So going back to answer your question, so they were around between the ages of 16 and 18 when this stuff is happening. Okay, so between Jersey and California, they were between 16, 18, and so the Homeboys Only was originally more so about producing music through DJing, as far as my dad, and then dancing. Yeah, that's just really what it was. It wasn't really, rapping until they met, like Dr. Dre and Eazy E, who wanted to turn it into a rap thing. So yeah, HBO was more so just like a musical group in DJ production and dancing.
Okay, yeah, because you're right. Because we thought they were just rappers coming in.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, you're right. It was a misconception that a lot of people have about them. So you kind of hinted on this already, but tell us about the song "Boyz N the Hood."
Right. So "Boyz N the Hood" was written by Ice Cube after Eazy E and Dr. Dre decided they wanted to form a new group, which was Ruthless Records, and they wanted to come out with their first opening act, which was supposed to be HBO. And so, of course, like I said, HBO is more so music production, DJing, and dancing. It never had anything to do with rap. So that was the first reason they didn't want to do the song. And then second of all, it was more so of a West Coast hip hop song anyway. As far as, the lingo and just the writing. And so, yeah, when they were given the song, it was just it wasn't a movie. It was just okay, we don't even know what this means. And to tell you the truth, it's just this is not really our thing. So, just staying true to who you are is something that runs strong in my family.
Yeah.
For example, a lot of people don't know, also my aunt, my great aunt Mary Stanley, and my great aunt Ann Stanley, they were big parts of the OJ Simpson case, my great aunt. And she went into the courtroom in the OJ Simpson case and threw a vital piece of evidence at the judge. She got banned from the courtroom, but if she hadn't thrown that at the judge, the OJ trial wouldn't have gone away, but it would have, or it did. So yeah, it's just staying true to yourself is something that shines through when it comes to my family in any situation, any person.
Okay, 1 second. What kind of evidence did she have?
I was going to say, and how did that come about?
It was, I I'm not sure, but they always talk about it because, like I said, my great aunt, who was my grandfather who raised me, his twin, and then her, I think, older sister, yeah, they were just all up and through, like they knew Johnny Cochran, you know? So it's just like, I'm not sure what piece of evidence it was, but it was really, really important. So I'm gonna have to go and ask her.
Yeah, for sure.
Ask you on that. And besides that, you know, my Aunt Mary, she would definitely know, like her entire house at one point was filled with memorabilia from the trial, and everybody would come over to her house in Canton, South Carolina to hear about how they were involved in the Johnny Cochran trial. So yeah, the Stanleys were moving through California in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. So did your dad and your uncle ever tell you that they regretted not doing the song, even though I know they weren't rappers, but they, you know, they did have an opportunity to make a song. I mean, Dr. Dre's not a rapper either, but he, you know, he still does, you know, perform, so.
Yeah, my dad said he didn't regret not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course my uncle's dead, you know, like he can't speak for himself, but I know for a fact he would say that he didn't regret not doing it because, I mean, he still got his money, you know, he was like a multi-millionaire drug dealer. He was already living that life without it, so.
That's good.